A lot of people don't live in the Rust Belt. They don't realize what happens to cars over time in my neck of the woods. It goes something like that. And just sitting can be harder on them than driving them every day. And it doesn't matter what you're driving, what precautions you take, even though you can slow the cancer that is rust down. Sooner or later, especially here in Wisconsin, the rust monster is gonna get you. And because of that, you might just find yourself, based on experience, doing some pretty creative things to keep your old rust monster going. No car is immune. Not even a 41-year-old Japanese rice-burning monster that spent the majority of its life before it landed in the Rust Belt down in Texas. You know what a hole like that looks like here in Wisconsin by the time you get it all uncovered? It looks something like that. And there's only two things you can do. You can replace all of it, or base what you're doing at the time based on what's going to happen in the future. And that's what this video is all about. What do you see there? Some crinkled up old hood? Well, that's not what I see. I see a cab corner for a 1981 280Z X. So let's see how we did. Pinch down on the bottom. It's a lot better than a face full of rust. I haven't checked around, but my guess is you can't get this piece. So I made it myself. And when this piece rots out, I'll make some more. And so forth and so on. Until either I die or this car dies. So here's my recommendation for anybody who ever finds themselves having to deal with the rust monster. You can never get it all. You could sand on it and sand on it and sand on it. Never get every molecule of rust that's in the steel. The best you can do is clean it up the best you can. Try not to take too much structure out of it. And then cover it up with something when you're all done. At least that keeps the oxygen from getting to the steel again for the time being. And you can slow the rust down a little bit. Other than that, like I said before, you can have a car up here, unless you're going to park it in a vacuum, you're going to have to deal with rust monster sooner or later. Because he's out there. And he's coming to get you. Alright. So, we started with something like this. Which goes a lot further than it looks, obviously. And we ended up with, after a little planning, thought, and consideration, something that looks like this. Would I have done a few things differently? Obviously, the answer is yes. But, as usual, it's better than it was. And that's what we were going for. Well, you're walking on the fighting side of me, running down a way of life our fighting men have fought and died to keep. If you don't love it, leave it. Let this song I'm singing be a warning. 'Cause if you're running down my country, boy, you're walking on the fighting side of me.